What is going on, guys? It's your boy Gunner 2 times bringing you another video. But today we're going to be going through tips and tricks. It's not going to be a real in-depth video, but we're going to be talking about certain things that has been going on in the Black Ops 4 multiplayer. And hopefully these tips and tricks can help you out. Of course, a lot of people already know this. You always want to be one up on your opponent. As this clip right here, you can see that I have an arrow pointing towards the map. Now, I didn't know the guy was there until the map came up and he pinged. So people have to pay attention to the maps. These are just all type of generic answers. You know, if you've been playing Call of Duty for years and years and years upon years, you already know what I'm about to say. The mini map is the most information you can get throughout every Call of Duty game. It's the most information. You can see the team, you can see the spawns flip, and your teammates on the map is always good too, because if you have eyesights on your teammates, you know where the spawns are, or just know where the enemy is or where they could be coming from. Now, if your enemies are pushing you, you could always try to push back to your teammates and then do it like that. But if your teammates are starting to actually push forward into the other team spawn, more than likely they're going to be behind you. That's why you always get shot in the back. Now, with gunfights just in general, you always have to have the first shot regardless of where you're at, who you see, who's around you. You always have to have that first shot. If you don't have your first shot, you're completely done in this Call of Duty. So you have to be on time, you have to know your surroundings, you have to have awareness, and you have to know where you are on the map. That's why I said spawns and your teammates is always important when you look at the map. Accuracy is the most important thing in Call of Duty's multiplayer. If you don't have no sense of urgency in the game, you will not do well. Now, understand that you might not play Call of Duty all the time, or you might not just, you know, play it all the time, but you might not have that accuracy. Like, you could have just picked up the game and, you know, you're trying the game out for the first time ever. So what you want to do is you always want to mess with your sensitivity. Sensitivity is key on how to snap on aim. If you know your sensitivity in every Call of Duty, you should never change that, because that could mess you up in a lot of gunfights. Mine is always 7 in each Call of Duty. It doesn't matter if Infinity War made it, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be 7, because I feel like that's the snappiest and it actually gives you enough time to actually turn around. Now, how to engage people that's already shooting you. So what you really want to do when people is already shooting you, obviously you have to heal. Do not shoot back. You have to heal and understand that I cannot shoot back because I'm gonna die, or the other team could have 2 people around that person that's shooting you and you're gonna die. You always want to back out of that fight and try to reposition yourself to actually get the kill. Like I said, a lot of these is just generic answers, and you always got to know where you're at. You always got to have the awareness of the map. If you don't know anything, if you're just picking up the game, you have to look at your map about 95% of the time. Now, you could look at your gun, it's cool and stuff. You can look at the bottom left, it doesn't matter. But true Call of Duty players always look at their map. And then as soon as you look at your map, you get familiar with the whole layout of the map. You know where to go, you know where the team is, you know where your team is at, you know where the enemy is at. So you're always going to do good on that part. Now, rotations and how to push, if you're a rusher or just a sit back type of guy, rusher, that's my play style. So I will always rush the enemy team no matter what. That's just my play style. But there's going to be scenic routes that you're going to have to take. You can't just go straight up the map, boom, and try to go off for 7 or 8, especially not in this Call of Duty. So what you want to do is always cut corners. You always want to go outside of the 3 lanes. So you always want to go left side of the map, right side. Never go up the mid unless you're very confident or if nobody's up there. Like I said, the map is the most important thing. Always use a gun that you're familiar with, but always try different weapons just to practice with. Now, you're going to run into sweats, you're going to run into tryhards all of the time, and it's not going to stop. So what you really want to do to actually better yourself in Call of Duty multiplayer is always try a different variety of weapons. Now, you might get spoiled and just use one weapon like I am. I use the Rampart 17 a lot, I use the MX9, but you always have to step outside your comfort zone to be good at the multiplayer. You always got to be, you know, not just one-dimensional. You got to be all around. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know, oh, okay, this gun for this map might actually do well, or this assault rifle, or this 3 burst, or this shotgun sniper, etc. You always got to know, hey, this is the gun I'm doing good with, but I could always have an alternate if that gun is not working for me on that map. You always got to have choices within the Call of Duty community, regardless. Attachments, for me, attachments is very heavy. I have to always have grip, you know, stock, quick draw, and rapid fire. But some of the guns in this game has changed, so you're not gonna have just those attachments. Some of the guns is not gonna have those attachments, so you just have to be thrown out of your comfort zone and try something new, which I really love in this game, because you get really spoiled in this game. If something's working, you always want to use it. It doesn't matter, you always want to use it, but you got to get out your comfort zone and do different things. Now, just to wrap it up, always get your first shot, man. Whoever you see, first shot. Accuracy, be snappy, man. You got to practice your aim. You got to practice it. Like I said, you got to go into multiplayer, get your ass kicked to learn what's going on, because I wasn't hopping on the game, you know, at like 11, 10 years old and already knew how to play the game. Hell no, I had to get my ass kicked by a lot of guys. I had to go through the sweats and everything back in those days and get my ass kicked to actually play like I do now. So if you watch your favorite YouTuber, Twitch streamer, whatever, you can always try to practice their routes or whatever. If you watch this video, you can try to practice my routes, or just watch the video just like that. It doesn't matter. You always got to practice, man. But those are just a few tips. Just a few tips. You know, I could have made a real in-depth video, but like, you know, you put in the time and then sometimes it don't end up being right and it just makes you mad. But those are just a few tips how to actually win your gunfights in Black Ops 4. But other than that, man, it's your boy Gunner 2 times bringing you another video. Please like and subscribe and comment ideas below. And I'm out, man. Peace.